I was there.
This man lives in fear of his life, 24 hours a day. He trusts no one. More than 2 years ago, he was an informer for Kenya's intelligence service. Now the state offers him no protection.
I feel everywhere I walk, I could be killed. Every time my phone rings, my body trembles.
He had informed on a gang of men he says were armed and organised by politicians. What he saw could implicate a government minister, other politicians and ex-military men in a campaign of murder. He's already given evidence to a commission investigating the post-election violence. Since then, he's had 6 threats warning him not to testify to The Hague. And this is the latest threat, written in Swahili and addressed to the man's wife. It's with 3,000 shillings, about $20. And it says, "This is a contribution towards the costs of buying a coffin for your soon-to-be-late husband." And it's signed, "The Betrayed." The witness who volunteered to speak to us says apart from being present at the planning of the atrocities, he saw firsthand the killing.
There was a woman who had a baby on her back, and she was slashed on the head with a machete. That was the worst thing for me. One man was stoned and they brought petrol and poured on him. He was running as he burned.
How many murders did you actually witness?
I saw 8. I can identify the murderers.
More than 1,200 people died in the fighting that followed Kenya's disputed election. There has been no justice in the wake of the atrocities. Here, the graves that include women and children burned alive in a church. Some police killed civilians, and mobs were incited to kill by some politicians. The Hague inquiry still doesn't have the go-ahead. Kenya is due to pass a law for witness protection, but there's no date for this. Human rights organizations believe time is running out.
The threats are just too much, but the help is not there. It is a concerted effort from the perpetrators. I think they are cooperating amongst themselves.
The witness is now in a safe house provided by a human rights organization until funding runs out. He was on the run when he spoke to us after a relative who had sheltered him was attacked and killed.
The fear I have now is the time it's taking, and I might be killed before I give evidence.
He's one of many people prepared to put their lives on the line for justice. But with so little support, the fear and stress appears to be making them victims as well as witnesses. Andrew Simmons, Al Jazeera, Nairobi, Kenya.